going on, everybody? Goofy Rexy here. Hope everybody is doing well today. So today we're going to be talking about the top 5 sleeper tunes, underrated characters. Characters that you probably should invest into, but for some whatever reason, you probably feel as if though they're not really going to add that much value to your roster. So today we're going to be going through that. And to help me out with that today, I have my guy here, the Smasher himself. We have ValleyFlyin. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm ready to smash!
How are you, my friend? It is fun being on this channel.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad to have you. Thank you so much for being here. You know, it's going to be an exciting time. I have my list, my ideas here. You know, really interested to hear what your thoughts are too as well in regards to this. So let's just go right on into it. All right.
Let's do it. All right. Underrated tunes. These are what people should be building. Oh, Doreen Green.
Yes.
Interesting
indeed.
choice. All right.
Squirrel Girl, the nut thrower, the squirrel thrower, whichever one you want to call it, whatever you want to do, right? We got Squirrel Girl here. So for me, she is a character. Well, I mean, I might have a little certain sort of, you know, special feel towards Squirrel Girl. I just pulled 5 red stars for her this week.
Nice.
You know, so
nice.
Certain sentiments I guess I have, you know, for her. But listen, she's for me, she's a great character. I used to use the Hero Brawlers team before, and I find that Squirrel Girl just makes this team a heck of a lot better. You know, I think she's just such a solid character in the game. You know, she gives them sort of kind of that cleanse that the team didn't really have before. You know, they had some issues with cleansing. She gives them some additional sustain with the heals. I think for me, she's a very underrated character that a lot of people probably should invest into.
Well, she suffers from that Mantis symptoms. When Mantis like, oh, she's an awesome healer. She's awesome for raids. And then Minerva came out. And she's kind of the same thing with Squirrel Girl and Emma Frost. Squirrel Girl has that awesome special that she could clear all the debuffs off the team, heal them up a little bit. But Emma kind of does the same thing. It's both 3-turn cooldowns. So Squirrel Girl came out just like, oh, she's awesome. And then Emma came out like, oh, people forgot about her. But she still is very, very good. And she's a beast in PvP, and especially on that Young Avengers team, that aka the Hero Brawlers team. Very, very good character. She's got the AoE attack on her ultimate as well, and just helps to round out that team. And I think a lot of that underrating of this character is because of Emma Frost. But yeah, don't sleep on her, especially if you're building up your Young Avengers. Good team, very, very good team.
Very, very good team, and especially also sometimes I use this in alpha raids. If you don't have Scream, if you don't have Anti-Venom, she's also kind of a nice little slot that you could put in with Miss Marvel, who is not necessarily another underrated tune, but is a tune that probably a lot of people have forgotten about. But Squirrel Girl, that combination with your 3-core symbiotes works as well in those alpha raids too on that city lane.
I like it. Right. I like it. I used to use the other character, Emma Frost, with the symbiotes. So Squirrel Girl pretty much does the same thing that Emma would do as well. So yeah, she's like Emma Frost 1A, something like that. Right.
She's like the poor woman's Emma Frost.
The poor version of Emma Frost. Yeah. Still very good though. Don't sleep on her.
Absolutely, she's phenomenal. All right, so next on our list here we have is Blob.
It's the Blob.
So, you know, Blob I feel like is my spirit animal. You know, I don't know what it is. It's have a certain connection. It's my spirit animal here.
I don't know why.
Blob.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. But, you know, I love Blob. I mean, he is probably for the reason why I feel like he's a sleeper tune, in my personal opinion, is just because, you know, you have these other characters on that team. You have Pyro, you have Magneto, you have Juggernaut. A lot of people kind of focus on those 3 core characters, but Blob is really kind of the added sustain. And the Brotherhood 1.0 used to be like the team that you go to punch up against the Shield team, but the Brotherhood 2.0 with Blob, those deflects, that combination, you know, with Toad makes them such a better character and a better tune to use. And I think those deflects really help out with Magneto to keep him alive, and as well to make Jugs just so much more of an annoying character, you know, on that team.
Yeah, him spreading those deflects, the buffs, getting an extra taunt, and that Brotherhood team is very, very good. But let me offer you another place that you could use him. On your Marauders, instead of Sabretooth. And even with Sabretooth on Brotherhood 2.0, instead of Blob, they still are able to punch up against the Brotherhood, or against the Shield because of what Toad does and removing all that stuff. So Toad does that, and he gives Toad gives him a taunt. So if you're still going back on Brotherhood 2.0, Toad gives that taunt to take some pressure off that early team. But you put him on Marauders next to Strife, getting all those deflects on Strife, making Strife even beefier. That is even more scary than a Sabretooth version of the Marauders. So he fits very well and does a lot for two different teams. And I think a lot of people are forgetting about him because if he's on the Brotherhood 2.0 team, their role is to punch up against Shield. And that's pretty much all they're using for. So people, I think, forget about him. But go down Marauders as well. And that Toad Blob combo, let's not forget about them for real-time PvP, because that's kind of a sleeper combo that if you don't know about them, they could hit you, they could blindside you and like, what just happened? I just got all my characters deleted because I can't get through that taunt to that Blob that comes so early because of Toad's move that comes early. Yeah, so Blob, awesome character. Build him up. I see you got level 3 ISOs on him. I like that. I do. Got a nice little striker on him. It works really well. I love it. I love the character. All right, so I guess we can move on to the next one. All right, Who is the next one?
Who do we have next?
Miles. Another young Avenger. All right.
Miles.
Explain, my friend.
So Miles, for me, is the quintessential kit-based character, right? He's a kit-based character. He just got better with the Young Avengers team. He got better. You know, his basic now, if there's defense down with Squirrel Girl being a part of the team, he can clear three positive effects off the enemy. I love that. But my favorite thing about, Miles Morales is honestly the ability to do that first turn slow. That turn 1 slow is really what I enjoy. I used to use that a lot back in the day against defenders. Shut Luke Cage down. Don't do your defense up. And then eventually on turn 2, being able to stop him, disrupt him. He's such a quintessential kit-based character. He does defense down on his passive ability. He's one of those kind of sleeper characters that can help your team to victory. I really love his kit. I think he's great.
Yeah, I think people are sleeping on the Young Avengers because Miles is so annoying. Removing speed bar on a turn-based game, removing speed bar from the enemies is important, especially if you're doing it on an important character like a Luke Cage that could potentially apply defense up to everybody. But his ultimate, when the AI is using that does so much damage. That wipes out my whole team sometimes. And it's applying disrupted. So he's a very good character. Obviously a lot better in the AI's hands because, I don't know, something with the damage goes way up when the AI has him and not when I have him. But he's a very good character. Do not sleep on him. His kit is looking very good. And who knows if he's going to stay on this team or end up on another team. But his kit is very good. And if you're using him, don't sleep on it. And I see level 3 ISOs on him as well, my friend. Yes. You're not sleeping on these characters.
I'm definitely not, because that striker, once again, that Miss Marvel striker skirmisher combo, please don't change that, Scopely. That striker skirmisher combo, I mean, it just works. It's phenomenal. I mean, like I can't say enough about Spider-Man Miles. I wish I could build him up more. I'm gonna be honest with you. Young Avengers are probably gonna go really high for me once I finally have the time. Once I'm done with my Marauders, I'll go over to this to working on this team.
Is the Young Avengers your favorite team?
Yes.
I'm seeing a trend here. All right. Is Miss Marvel next? Is Miss Marvel the next character?
she's one of my honorable mentions, but of course she's not yet. Let me show you who's next.
All right. Mystique. Oh, interesting. Yes. Okay.
Mystique.
This is a character that I was sleeping on for a while.
Yeah, I think what makes her really good is obviously the turn 1 mind control kind of thing that she does, right? Shapeshifter, controlling a character to hit another character. Sometimes, if you're controlling a character like a Hela or a Black Bolt, which, by the way, in U7, whenever she does it, has controls Black Bolt and hits one of my team characters, it doesn't really normally go well. But if you can control another character, and then do something like that,
which character gets the hit, that would be awesome. It's like, I want Black Bolt to do it. I don't want the Ultron bot to do it.
But because they know it's so good, that's probably the reason why they haven't given us the opportunity.
It would be overpowered.
To do it yet.
It would be overpowered if you do that.
Absolutely, it would be, but in addition to that, too, I mean, her special ability, being able to, kind of just obviously, yes, attack and damage, but what I love about it is just being able to clear the stealth. That's a big thing for me when it comes to teams like Asgardians, if you choose to use them against the Asgardians. There's a lot of teams that do a lot of stealth. She's really good for that. I actually think in a lot of ways, she's actually better on the Brotherhood 1.0 team because of Magneto. I think because that special ability is unavoidable, but obviously Marauders is pretty much basically where she is. She does give a lot of added value to the Marauders team. Mr. Sinister, being able to spread those positive effects, which she gets evade, which is a big one. So I think, in my opinion, she's a sleeper too. People are learning a little bit more about her, but I think overall she's a really, really good sleeper too.
Yeah, really, really good pairing with Magneto, really good pairing with Sinister. And if you're like in the raids and having Sinister and Magneto together with Mystique, that is very strong. I just ran across that in a PvP match earlier today on stream, and Mystique was the MVP of that team. My goodness, all of her evades that she's applying, all those buffs that she's stealing, all of it spreading around from Sinister, and she is very good. And if you look at Node 8 in Dark Dimension 3, one of the top scores has a Magneto Mystique combo. So even at high level gameplay at end game, she still has a role. And I still like using her sometimes in Ultima 7 with Mr. Sinister and Magneto. So really good tune that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. I was sleeping on her a little bit, but she has some good synergy that is valuable, especially at late game.
Yeah, for sure. That's actually a really good point, because somebody had mentioned that, hey, using the Sinister Emma Mystique combination in Dark Dimension 3 actually works pretty well. I'm considering it. I'm not sure.
On Node 8, if you go to Node 8 and look at what has the highest damage, it's a hybrid team, but Magneto is on there and Mystique is on there. And
wow,
that I think you could one-shot that node. So I'm told by chat, if you have that combo in there. So Node 8, that the horrible Node 8 in Dark Dimension 3, Mystique is a good character that you might want to bring out just for that node, just to make it a little easier.
Okay, I'll consider that for the second run.
Possibly. I mean, if you have an abundance of orange gear and all that stuff, especially with Dark Dimension 4 coming out. But Mystique, don't sleep on her.
For sure.
I like it.
All right, last character, last one.
Miss Marvel, please. Miss Marvel.
No, Hawkeye.
Oh, interesting pick.
So this is obviously a character myself that I've been sleeping on. I actually just got him to level 60, gear tier 10. And with the new rework, for the Wave 1 Avengers rework, I've realized that Hawkeye is a low-key, really good, valuable tune. Now with the addition of being able to clear positive effects, the combination between him and Black Widow, I really actually realized that he's a great utility character for that Wave 1 Avengers team. I think, in my personal opinion, he's actually the reason why they're actually better than what they used to be, just because of his kit. I mean, I really like it. Obviously, he's in a clear stealth, the shot in the dark. He's always done that, but I think for me, the biggest one is just being able to clear positive effects, applying blinds. I think those are, for me, what makes him such a sleeper character that I myself have slept on, and I'm starting to he after my Marauders, my Wave 1 Avengers are right after that. That's the team I'm going to be invested in, and he's going to be one of my main characters to invest into.
Now, I was a fan of Hawkeye from way back in the day, and I felt people were sleeping on him even back then. Now, in year 2, year 3, not as much, until he got that rework for that Wave 1 Avengers. And the thing that happens now with this Wave 1 Avengers that didn't happen before, Airburst, his AoE blinds can happen on turn 1, which didn't happen before. This is now available on turn 1 if you get that energy going all towards Hawkeye from Captain America. So this is a very, very scary character, it could really screw you up. If you have a AoE blind, it's almost like that Magneto going off there. So I like it. And it's a 50% chance. It's not a 100% chance like Magneto, but it's very scary. And then, like you mentioned, that special where it could clear off the positive effects, always good, and he cannot miss. None of his all of his attacks always hit. So evades, Hawkeye's the character to bring in. If you have dodgy characters like a Spider-Man or a Vision,
Yep.
Hawkeye is the character to bring in. So yeah, he does a lot of good things, and I've liked him for a long time. I thought people were sleeping on him early game, but yeah. He's come back to life with his Wave 1 Avengers rework.
Yeah, the flip right between Black Widow's speed up and then his ability to slow everyone. That combination is so good, for that team.
Oh, I forgot about the assist with Black Widow. Yeah, they assist each other as well. I forgot. Even better, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's a
good one.
This for me is what makes him, such a sleeper character, sleeper tune. There's some other ones that we could have mentioned too. I think we flirted with Miss Marvel. Me flirted with Miss Marvel.
surprise, right?
I think we talked about probably Mordo, but I think for me, obviously somewhat subjective, but in my personal opinion, I think these 5 characters here, Hawkeye, Mystique, Miles, Blob, Squirrel Girl, are top sleeper tunes here that you should absolutely invest into, in my personal opinion. But listen, let me know what you guys are thinking, guys. I want to hear what your feedback is. Obviously, Valley, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate the heck out of you, man. And for you, I'll do this. Put those fists up, right, baby?
Oh yeah, baby, I love it.
Put them up, baby.
Let me line up. There it is.
Put them up, baby. I appreciate y'all. Be blessed and be safe.